So one of the questions, and this is probably one of the more important calculations that you need to learn to make on calculating out how big of an area are you giving your livestock on your daily moves to make sure that they get enough to eat. So we've got two bulls here. They're 500 pounds, and so two of them together would be 1,000 pounds. So in the livestock grazing industry, there's a term called animal units. And animal units means 1,000 pounds. Now that can be 1,000 pounds of sheep, goats, or cattle, but it's 1,000 pounds. And so they typically eat 2.5 to 3% of their body weight in forage a day. Well, we're going to use 3%. We're going to be judicious and make sure we give them plenty. So at 3%, for 1,000 pounds, they need 30 pounds of grass on this paddock move. And so if you give them too big of an area, you're not going to get the right graze. You're going to get around your farm too quickly because you're giving them too big of an area. That's the number one mistake people make, is they get around too quickly. We are in mid-Missouri. This is cool season grass pasture. It's not Arizona, so you need to look at your state and see how many pounds of forage you have per acre inch. We know here in Missouri on cool season pasture, it's about 250 pounds per acre inch on what we call a medium pasture. And that's kind of what we're looking at. This isn't what I would call super outstanding, but it's not poor either. I would say it's average. So that's why we're using 250 pounds per acre inch. We measured it, we got 7 inches of forage. To find out the total forage in this paddock, we're going to take 7 inches and we're going to multiply it times 250 pounds per acre inch. That gives us a total of 1,750 pounds out here. Well, we can't take all that. If we do, we're going to take it down to the ground. It's going to look like a pool table. Good way to go broke. So we're going to take the top third. So we take 1,750 divided by 3. That gives us 583 pounds of forage that we can take off of this area. To get the size area, so we got 583 pounds, that's what's available. We're going to divide that by 30 pounds because that's what they need, okay? So we take 583 divided by 30, that means we've got 19 animal units in here. In other words, we could run 19 animals on an acre if it was providing 30 pounds per animal. So we take 42,560, that's how many square feet are in an acre. We divide that by 19 animal units. That gives us a measurement of 2,240 square feet. That's how big our pasture needs to be, and only take a third for 2 animals. To do the math and make it simple, we just rounded it off to 2,500 square feet. So in that particular instance, we're going to make a paddock that's 100 feet long and 25 feet wide. Okay, that's 2,500 square feet. And those animals are going to go in there, and are they going to graze the top third? Not perfectly, but they're going to probably get most of that, because animals always graze the top part of your plants first. The longer and narrower you make your paddock, the more trampling you're going to get on your farm. Now, that 2,500 square feet, you could go 50 by 50. It's the same amount of acreage. So on a 50 by 50, if you give them that size paddock, you can expect the animals to eat more than they trample, okay? And we're just going to be more square. So the longer and narrower you make your rectangle, the more trampling on the ground you get, which in some instances, if you're on a farm, you're trying to build organic matter, you're trying to get a litter bank established, maybe get some old dead grass that's over mature trampled on the ground, I would vote for that, 25 by 100. That's going to get a lot of this, a lot of walking on it. So the more square, the more goes in the animal. The longer, the more goes on the ground.